In the muscle car era, everyone remembers the winners. The Hemi, the LS6, the Boss 429. But there was one car General Motors never bragged about. Not because it failed, but because it succeeded too quietly. It didn't look like a race car. It didn't sound angry. And it wasn't supposed to beat anything important. Yet it did. Over and over and over again. This is the story of the Buick GSX, the muscle car that forced GM to break its own rules and then pretend it never happened. By the late 1960s, Buick was trapped. Inside GM, every division had a role. Chevrolet was performance, Pontiac was excitement, Oldsmobile was upscale muscle, Buick was comfort and quiet power. Buick wasn't allowed to chase the headlines. They weren't supposed to win comparisons. They weren't supposed to steal attention. They were supposed to build smooth cars for adults. But Buick engineers had a different obsession. They didn't care about magazine covers. They cared about effortless speed. And that philosophy would accidentally create a monster. While other divisions chased horsepower numbers, Buick chased something else. Torque. Buick engineers believed real speed didn't come from screaming RPMs. It came from instant, unstoppable force. So they built a massive 455 cubic inch V8. On paper, 350 horsepower, conservative cam, mild factory tune. In reality, 510 pound-feet of torque at just over 2,800 RPMs, delivered smoothly, silently, and endlessly. This wasn't an engine that needed to be abused. It didn't ask permission. It didn't need to downshift. It just moved everything in front of it, and GM executives were starting to notice. Here's where the GSX story becomes dangerous. On spec sheets, the Buick looked tame. Lower horsepower than competitors, and more weight, with less aggressive marketing. But on the street, the GS 455 was pulling lengths on LS6 Chevelles, 446 packs, and Boss Mustangs. Magazines were confused. A lot of drivers were embarrassed, and GM, they were alarmed, because Buick wasn't supposed to be that division. In 1970, Buick decided to lean in just a little. They created the GSX package. Wider wheels, revised suspension, functional aero, wild stripes and spoilers. But here's the key detail. Buick never turned it into a hero car. No racing program, no factory hype, no public dominance claims. Why? Because when properly tested, GSXs were running low 13s stock, high 12s with minor tuning, and doing it without drama. This wasn't brute force muscle. This was refined destruction. Inside GM, there was an unwritten law. No division embarrasses another, and no luxury brand beats Chevrolet. No sleeper becomes the king. The GSX violated all three. It was quieter than an LS6, more comfortable than a Hemi, and faster than both in real traffic. So GM did something subtle. They didn't ban it, they just ignored it. No development, no protection, no future. And the timing couldn't have been worse. By 1971, insurance premiums exploded, emissions rules tightened, compression ratios collapsed. The GSX didn't evolve. It didn't adapt. It simply just ended. No farewell, no legend status, no recognition. And because no one thought it mattered, people drove them hard. They raced them, they wrecked them, and very few survived. Here's why the GSX is terrifying today. In 1970, fewer than 700 GSXs built, roughly 400 Stage 1 cars, even fewer matching numbers survivors. Now compare that to tens of thousands of Chevelles, entire industries protecting Hemis. The GSX slipped through history unnoticed, until collectors realized what it really was. Modern testing has rewritten the story. When restored correctly, when tuned properly, when driven the way it was designed, the Buick GSX stands shoulder to shoulder with the greatest muscle cars ever built. Not because it was loud, not because it was flashy, but because it worked. GM didn't erase the GSX because it failed. They erased it because it proved something they didn't want proven: that real performance doesn't need permission. The Buick GSX wasn't forgotten by accident. It was forgotten on purpose. And if you want more stories about the muscle cars that scared their own manufacturers, subscribe to the channel, because this is where those legends finally get told. The next story is already waiting. See you there.